Hello, welcome. My name is Christy. Thank you for joining me today for a balance assessment. So first and foremost is safety. Make sure we have a chair or maybe chairs nearby that we can hold on to. Again, only do what works best for your body. Always listen to your body, adjust however we need to today. So ideally for this, we would be barefoot. Then we're getting that information from the bottom of our feet via those sensory nerves that are sending information to our brain to tell us how to adjust our body to stay balanced. As well as if we're doing it without shoes, we're gonna be better balanced because most shoes tend to have a little bit of a heel on the back, even like a regular tennis shoe. And it tends to pitch us forward and increase our chances for being unstable. So as long as it's safe, go ahead and do barefoot. All right, so go ahead and just stand on one leg. Just notice what's happening. See if we can let go. Notice what's happening in that standing leg. What muscles do we feel working? And feel free to go back and forth, side to side here as needed. And notice what muscles are working. Do we feel any clenching of our muscles? Ooh. So the body gets creative for balance and it creates compensations or kind of cheats. So notice if we're doing any of the following, which are considered to be a compensation, which can create other physical issues over time. So we might turn our foot out to be more balanced. So instead, see if that foot can come forward. We might notice that our toes are gripping or kind of scrunching to help us balance. Are there other muscles that we feel tensing, like maybe our glutes are tensing in to help with this? Did we notice our knee bends a lot, or did we lock it out? We just want that gentle softness to the knee. Obviously today, and always, if we're feeling unbalanced and our arms need to help us balance, of course do so. But that's also a compensation. Ideally, we'd be able to have our arms down next to us. And then if you watched the Tai Chi video from last month's newsletter, remember we talked about that foot tripod. We want to keep our weight equal underneath, like a spot underneath the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. So see, as we're balancing, do we tend to collapse in towards the big toe side, or maybe kind of open up too far over to that pinky toe side? And instead, can we find that foot tripod, again, leaving those toes relaxed? And then just notice, are there any of these compensations that we're doing that could create physical problems for us later on, or can we balance without compensations? And the great thing about balance is we can almost always improve our balance regardless of age or current ability level. So let's go ahead and see if we can balance on one leg. I'm just going to do a little bit of a timing here with my phone. In an ideal world, we'd be able to balance for 30 seconds without compensations. But at a minimum, we want to get to 10 seconds. If we are needing to compensate or grab a hold of something or getting ready to fall over under 10 seconds, then we're a greater fall risk. We're at a greater fall risk. All right, so go ahead and pick a foot, transfer weight onto that side. Again, I'm going to do it for 30 seconds, but I'll let us know at each 5-second increment. And then feel free to write it down or remember how we did on one leg so we can compare it to the other leg. So again, find that foot tripod, spread those toes nice and wide, see if we can avoid any compensations. Here we go. Keep breathing. That was 5 seconds. Ooh, this is hard, there's 10. Halfway there. 20 seconds. 5 more seconds. Toes are nice and relaxed. Good, we made it. There's 30 seconds. So notice about how many seconds you did on that leg, record it, and then we'll do the other leg. So again, find that foot tripod, spread those toes out, lift up the other leg. There's 5 seconds. Woo. And 10. Halfway, relax those toes. There's 20. 5 seconds left. Good, and release it. So again, in an ideal world, we'd be able to get to that 30 seconds. That's our ultimate goal, to be really stable, really safe without compensations. But again, we want to make it to at least 10 seconds to reduce our fall risk.